some people had not known the load that Umeme had been carrying, the preparedness, the fact that the PS introduced our advisor on this transition, who are not black like me. Can you please stand up for further recognition? Our advisors that have advised me during this transition. So we have not been working alone. We've tried to make sure that we involve many stakeholders. So with these few words, I would like to end here, thanking you so much, and invite our regulator to come and do the statutory duty of announcing the new tariffs. The CEO, the CEO gave a background. So Sarah, please stick to the announcement of the tariffs and what it means in the respective categories. Thank you so much. We will be told what next, how we are going to do it. Thank you very much.
What a great day. Our chief guest, the Honorable Minister of Energy and Development, the members of Parliament present, my State Minister for Energy, the PS, my colleagues, the board chairpersons in the sector, the representative of the Auditor General, distinguished gentlemen, good afternoon. With a profound sense of duty and responsibility, we gather here this afternoon, to mark a significant milestone in the evolution of Uganda's electricity supply industry. And I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, who will be taking over the mandate to manage the distribution network effective midnight tonight. I'll also extend my sincere appreciation to Umeme Limited for the dedicated service rendered to this country, illustrate where we began the journey from and the progress achieved to date, indicate that the government took a prudent decision to bring Umeme on board. Thank you. Your contribution has laid a strong foundation for the continued development of the sector. Thank you very much, Umeme. In line with the Electricity Act, to announce that the Electricity Regulatory Authority has approved the electricity end-user tariffs to be charged by Uedcl for the supply of electricity during the period April to June 2025, effective midnight tonight. In arriving at the end-user tariffs, I'm going to announce what the authority considered and the major assumptions to grow at an annual rate of 10.4% in 2025. The second assumption is that Umeme Limited license for distribution and supply of electricity and the concession agreement expires by midnight today. Methodology implemented by the authority since 2014 and the subsequent years, exchange rate, international fuel prices, and other costs approved by the Electricity Regulatory Authority will continue to be implemented in the year 2024. The Uganda shilling has appreciated against the United States dollar of shillings 3,689.10 used in determining the retail tariff for the first quarter of this year to now shillings 3,679.73 as of February 2028, as published by the Bank of Uganda. This represents an appreciation of the shilling of 0.25%. Assumption 5 is that Uedcl tariff performance targets for 2025 following the license for sale and distribution of electricity issued to them will continue to hold. 6, we shall continue to review the implementation of the public amenities customer category. The public amenities customer category includes street lighting, hospitals, and cooking for institutions. 7, we shall continue to review the composition of the medium and large industrial customer categories to provide separate customer categories for electricity consumers involved in manufacturing compared to those who are providing services. The next assumption is that we shall continue the implementation of measures to reduce the electricity end-user tariff manufacturers pegged on predetermined demand growth targets for the year 2025. Next is that we shall continue the implementation of the declining block tariff structure for large industrial manufacturing customers for the tariff year 2025. There will be cessation of the declining block tariff structure for the extra large industrial customer category effective midnight tonight. There will be continued implementation of the domestic cooking tariff of Uganda shillings 412 per unit to encourage domestic consumers to cook using electricity between the 81st and the 150th unit of electricity consumed monthly. Now, following a thorough review of the application along with the public feedback received during the publication period and the public hearing that was held, the authority has approved the following end-user tariffs. Will be shillings 250 per unit for qualifying domestic customers. These are customers who consume up to only 100 units. So beyond 100, you don't qualify for lifeline tariffs. 2 is domestic tariff. This is now the cost-reflective tariff. It will be 756 shillings and 2 cents per unit for other domestic consumers beyond the first 15 units. Now, we have the commercial tariff. This will be 500 shillings and 4 cents per unit. Medium industrial tariff will be 355 shillings and 1 cent per unit. The service will be shillings. The public service, the amenities will be, no, for manufacturing. Then for the service under manufacturing will be 412 shillings and 5 cents per unit. The large industrial customer tariffs. Block 1 will be shillings 304 cents. Meaning block tariff will be shillings 282 and 9 cents per unit. The large is 203 and 6 cents per unit. The public amenities tariff, the hospitals, the cooking and so on, 360 per unit. Now, all other charges remain unchanged. The connection charges and all those others will remain unchanged. A detailed tariff table has been provided at the end of this statement for further appreciation, and the Uedcl will be required to publish this effective midnight tonight. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, is committed to ensuring the continuity of electricity supply and fostering a sustainable and self-sufficient electricity subsector that supports Uganda's vision for total socio-economic transformation. I take this opportunity to thank my Honorable Minister of Energy and Mineral Development and her colleagues, the state ministers, and the entire technical team of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, headed by the Permanent Secretary, the sector players and electricity customers for the continued support that has enabled us to perform our delegated mandate. Finally, through you, Honourable Minister, allow me to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for always prioritizing the energy sector and giving us excellent support that we receive at the various levels of decision making. For God and my country, I submit. Thank you.
Allow me guide as follows. First of all, I would like to thank you and all the previous speakers, the ERA Chair and CEO and the Permanent Secretary. We are now going to do the official handover, which is going to be outside at the red carpet, and my colleague Jonan is there to handle that session. Honourable Minister, we shall have yourself, the Minister of State for Energy and the Permanent Secretary representing the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. We shall have Umeme, Board Chair and CEO, who will hand over to you, and then you'll hand over to the regulator. So I'm requesting the Board Chair, ERA, and CEO to be present. They'll be on your right. And then ERA will hand over to UEDCL. So I'm requesting the UEDCL Board Chair and CEO to step at the red carpet. My colleague Jonan is over there to guide on those arrangements and how we'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to be patient. After the official handover, we'll have photography, Q&A, but we do have breakfast right at the back of the tent. The refreshments, do not let it go to waste, but just allow the official handover and we'll guide accordingly. So can I request that we allow, plus of course the Fourth Estate, can I also acknowledge that we are not only live on UBC, we are live on NBS and also live streaming on YouTube. We thank you so much, the Fourth Estate, for the support as we get ready to hand over. I'll guide once again. For the official handover, we need Umeme, the Board Chair and CEO, who will hand over to the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, represented by the Minister herself, the Minister of State for Energy, Honorable Okasai Opolot, the Permanent Secretary, Engineer Batebe. The Minister of Energy will hand over to the regulator, represented by the Board Chair and CEO. The regulator will hand over to UEDCL, represented by the Board Chair and CEO. We thank you once again. Once again, I acknowledge all the sector players, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, the generator, UEGCL, the transmitter, UETCL, the distributor, of course, taking over, the regulator, all the sector players, the Auditor General's Office, Minister of Finance, of course, the Fourth Estate, who have all the Umeme staff, who have I left behind. Acknowledge and I appreciate the support and your presence today, braving this morning after the Eid celebrations. We are most grateful. Over to you, Jonan. Jonan is still arranging the team at the red carpet. Thank you. I'll encourage the front row here to quietly walk to the back and start to have your breakfast, if you will. We'll have the ushers guiding. If you would like to join in the refreshments, quietly walk around the tent. Happens. Jonan,
over to you to update.
Government is handing over the system to the regulator to see what to do with it. She will tell us. Of course, taking over from Umeme back to government and then to UEDC. And the money comes to these meters. Then these are the meters that will make sure that we get money from the electrons. The cables that will transmit the electrons. Further aluminium wire that with it. It's your turn now.
By virtue of entrusted to me by the Electricity Act, I now hand over these symbolic items to Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited from the Honorable Minister, who received it from the private player, Umeme, who has been running the sector for the last 20 years. UEDC. So all these gadgets, effective from midnight tonight, use them to run the sector efficiently and make sure there is financial viability. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Mr. Mwesugwa, your work begins tonight.
Thank you very much. We shall serve the Ugandans. Thank you.
Let's have a group photo.
Let's do it.
Our dancers, just reduce the drums. Yeah, sure. Excuse me, let's get organized. Okay, thank you very much. We request you step forward. Can we have order, colleagues? Be precise.
Thank you.
Assurance nti buli kintu kibadde bulungi.